Hi, I'm Michelle Jelley, and I am a professor at Rutgers University in Newark and NJIT and Kean University. I teach English Lit, and I also teach theater history and film history, sort of eclectic. My background, before I did this, my former life, I used to work in film production, and I love pop culture, so I'm really excited to be here at the center. I'm going to be doing some workshops, I guess, writing workshops, English comp stuff, but also creative writing, and we're going to do some pop culture stuff, history of pop culture, and things like that.
Do you like working with high school students or college students more?
I love both, actually. I actually did some time working with high school students, and I really liked it. It was the system I didn't like. I don't really like the high school system itself, but I love the students. So I didn't really like the curriculum. At university, the curriculum is much more open, and of course you have students that are, want to be there, right? They're paying to be there. They're, but in general, I like working with students of all ages. I think this project, We See the World, is fantastic. I mean, I've actually been to Ireland, and I'm going to post some pictures from my trip to Ireland. I actually signed the wall in Belfast where all the fighting took place and everything. My family's Irish. So I have a great affinity to that, and because I'm working with the kids, a lot of kids in Newark too, and I think this is going to be an interesting program to work with. One of my biggest concerns, I guess, is one of the things I'd like to do is talk more with the students about history, and not in that boring, dry, horrible way that people learn in schools, but sort of history of things like, how did this cell phone get here? How did we get here? Why are the laws we have in society the way they are now? We're talking about human rights. How did these things happen? What was the background? Because I think it's really important for us to talk about how we got here in order to make changes for the future, right? I also wanted to say thank you to Thomas Owens and Stephen Hughes for starting this program. I think it's awesome. I hope that we can get more cities involved from other parts of the world. I know we're looking at places like China and Thailand and places like that. So I think it's an awesome program.
Where'd you grow up?
Where did I grow up? I grew up in Elizabeth, New Jersey, actually. And my parents are both Canadian, so they moved to Canada when I was 7. And they moved because in the 1960s we were living there during the race riots, and my parents had friends from all backgrounds. My dad's a jazz musician, and my mom worked in theater. And they were concerned that if we stayed, that my brother and I would grow up being racist. So we moved to Canada. So it was interesting. And I do remember there being fires down the road from us in Newark, and there were sort of race riots going on when I was growing up. And then I moved to Canada, and it was very quiet. And then I came back when I was finished high school to work here and sort of return to my roots, I guess.